Hello everyone, welcome back to Brainbox Notion. I'm Yusuf Musa Uba. So in today's video, I'll be demonstrating how to carry out a 3D quantity takeoff using CostX from start to finish. So we'll begin by importing the 3D model into CostX and then setting it up correctly to make sure that all dimension, elements, and properties are properly recognized. So from there, we'll extract our quantities directly from the 3D model. We'll extract quantity for block work, concrete work, reinforcement, ceiling, floor finish, and other building elements, while validating the result to make sure that everything is accurate. We are also going to check for duplicates to make sure that the model is duplicate free, so that you don't measure quantities twice. You also learn how to perform model-based measurement, apply CostX dimensions efficiently, and avoid common mistakes while working with BIM models. This is a practical real-world walkthrough designed for quantity surveyors, estimators, and other professionals who want to use CostX for their 3D quantity takeoff and cost planning. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more tutorials like this. So let's get right into the video. So here we are in CostX. You can see we have our first page. If you are new to CostX, this is the page you are going to see whenever you open CostX. So I'm not going to go through all the beginner aspects, so I'm only going to concentrate on the 3D model for this tutorial. So I'm going to skip some of the steps and some items. So if you are new to CostX, you can check out our beginner tutorials on CostX and also the interface, and also how to take off for 3D drawings, how to create dimension groups, how to use your workbook, and so on within CostX. So you can check out those videos. So this video is going to be strictly on 3D model. So I'm just going to create my new building. I'll click on my new building. I'll give it a name. I'll call it YouTube tutorial. YouTube tutorial 3D takeoff. So I'll give it building code 3DT. So the project, I'm going to use the default. So if you don't know what is project and some of these settings, you can check out the beginner walkthrough so that you'll be familiar with it. Then the building type, I'm also going to leave that blank. And the other base one, I'm also going to leave all of that blank. Then here, base unit of measurement. So the model we are going to use is designed using imperial format. So I'm going to change this to fit. Default height, I'm going to leave it blank. So this is dimension groups. So we're not going to import any dimension group for now. So I'm just going to click on insert to start my project. So here we have our blank page. As usual, when you open your CostX and create a new project, you have to import your drawing. So let's go and import our 3D model now. So I'll go to my add drawings. So here we have the Snowdown Towers, a sample architectural building from Revit. So you can also check your Revit and then use this sample project to follow with the video. So I'm going to import. So the drawing is loading. So here you can see we have the project name. I'm going to remove this sample. So we have the structural, we have the architectural, we have the MEP, we have the HVAC, we have the electrical, and all other drawings for this project. So when you check your Revit 2025 sample project, you can see all the drawings there. You can import them to CostX and then do your 3D quantity takeoff. You can get all the drawings there. So I'm going to import the architectural drawing first before I import the other drawings. Then I'm going to give it a folder, the ARC folder. Architectural model. So here you can see we have the base unit of measurement and all other things. I'm going to leave them blank. And we have the properties here. You can see unit of measurement for object, which is here. It's stated in inches. The area is in square foot. The volume is in cubic foot. So the length, I can change this to foot. Can change this to foot, and then click on insert. So you can see we have our folder created and our drawing been imported into CostX. So this is our 3D model. You can see this is our 3D model that we are going to be using for today's tutorial. So before I import the other drawings, we have different way of extracting quantities from a 3D model. So we are going to check out all the steps one by one, how you can extract quantities from 3D model. We have various ways for extracting quantity from 3D model in CostX. So the first, we have the CostX inbuilt template that you can use to extract your quantities. We have the object mode, we have the line mode, we have the model maps. You can see here, you can see you can import using BIM templates. You can import using model maps, which is here. We have the model maps. We are going to go through how to use the model maps too, how to create a model map. Then we have the object mode, and we have the point mode. So these are the basic ways that you can extract quantities from CostX. So first, before we start anything, like I said, we need to check the model for duplicates. So to check duplicates, we have the BIM models for checking duplicates. You can see here, I can click on my import here. I'll click on import dimensions using BIM templates. So under here, you can see the old templates. You can see the new ones. So here we have the BIM import duplicates only. We have the BIM import I construct general. We have so many other templates that we can use here. So, but the most used ones are taken for the duplicates, the BIM import Revit general, group by second level of model tree. So I'm going to explain that to you in details. Then we have the import Revit general, and we have the import user defined. So these are basically 1, 2, 3, 4 that are basically used to import. You can try other methods, but these are the most effective way to extract your quantities. So first, we need to check for duplicates. So I'm going to click on duplicate only, and then open. So you can see it is preparing my models for duplicate. So it's checking through the model and let's see if we can find any duplicates. I think if we don't have any duplicate within the architectural, I think we should have within the structural or electrical or the HVAC. So let's see whether we have any duplicates, and then wait for it to load completely. So you can see it is done, and there is no information here. That means we don't have any duplicate for this architectural model. So the moment we import our structural or M&E or HVAC, we are going to see all the duplicates and how to address those duplicates. So before we do that, let's check out how to take off for some of your quantities, and then look at the layers, the model tree, and the views. So here you can see by my right, I have the layers, which I know you are all familiar with layer. If you work with your 2D drawings, you know how to use layers within your 2D drawings. If you don't know how to use layers, you can check out our video on 2D to see how you can use your layers within 2D, and also it applies the same way to the 3D model. Then the next is the model tree. So this is new. You can see this shows all the elements within the model. So you can use this to filter, just like layer. You can use this to filter the quantities you want to take off for. If you don't want to take off for all the items, you can select the items you want to take off for and then filter within the model tree. So you can see this is the model. We have the drawing, we have the folder itself, and we have the space separator. You can see the model lines. Then we have the casement. So let me try and click on one of these model trees so that you can see. So you can see the moment I click on the casement, you can see it displays only the casement. So let me try and click on the ceiling. So you can see all my ceilings. So let me try and click on the columns. So you can see all my columns. So let me click on the cutting panels. See all my cutting panels. I can click on my doors. You can see all the doors within the model. So this is how you use a model tree to filter and look into your drawings and so on. So you need to check the model, study the model before you start your quantity takeoff. It's very, very important to study the model before you start your quantity takeoff because it's going to save you a lot of time. So you can see here we have the floors. You can see all the floors. We have some of the staircase here. You can see. So I can open up and then filter. You can see this is my pavement and this is my pavement. I can filter the bricks. I can filter the ceramic wood pattern. I can filter my concrete slab 4 inches. So this include some of the steps. I can filter my concrete precast and see all my concrete precast. I can also filter the grasses. I can filter the stones and so on. So you can filter a lot of things. You can see here we have the furniture. I can look at the furnitures. I'll look at all the furnitures within the model. So we have the handrails. You can see all the handrails and so on. So basically that is model tree. So you can use the model tree to filter your drawings. So apart from the model tree, if you want to filter, so I'm going to right click and then show all objects. So you can see I have all my object back. So I can also filter from here. Let's say, for example, I want to measure this wall only. I can select the wall and then show only objects in this. So you can see I have only the object in this. So this is the tree. You can see I can decide to filter parts. You can see. So this is a tree. I can filter this. I can also filter this and so on. So this is basically the model tree that you can filter from. So here you can see I have all my walls. Here I have all my walls, whatever the type. So you can see here we have the wall, we have the basic wall, we have the metal panel, we have the parts. So you can filter between all of this. So the moment I click on the walls, I have all my walls. I can filter from the tree and so on. Then next, I can also hide from here. So let's say I want to hide this. I can say hide object in parts. You can say hide object in parts. So you can see that object is gone. So I can also click this and say hide object in meta panel. So you can see all my object in meta panel are gone. I can also click on this and say hide object in basic walls. So you can see all my basic walls are gone. So I can click on this and then show all object again. So these are ways that you can filter in order to make your quantity takeoff smoothly so that you don't measure anything twice. So by filtering, it will give you ability to have a clean quantity takeoff. So after that, let's look at what we call the object properties. So I'm going to click on this object and click on the object properties. So you can see under the object properties, we have all the dimension and the hierarchy of that object. So you can see just the way we filtered the wall, you can see all the hierarchy. Level 1, the entire building. Level 2 is the walls. Level 3 is the basic walls. So we have category for the walls, and we have category for the basic walls, and we have category for the brick walls, and we have category for the part. So these are the 5 levels that you can get from this wall here. So this is the object property. So here under the dimension, you can see we have the area. So this shows you that the wall I selected now is what? 780 square feet. The exclusion, there is no exclusion. You can see the height is 38 inches, 38 feet, 1 inch. And then the length is 29. And then shape, and then the thickness. Here you can see the thickness stated, and you can see the volume. So everything is given here. You can see everything is given here. Then you can have some other identity data. You can see the construction is finished. The layer index is 1. The material, you can see the material here. The original category is wall. The original family is basic wall. The original type is what? Block 37, brick banding. So these are all information that you can use to filter and also categorize your takeoff with. So you'll be able to identify the material type used for the model and so on. So here we have the phasing, we have and some other information that you can use. So we also have the ID here. You can use the ID to filter to, and so many other things. So you can see this, we have 780 square feet. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to select another wall. So let me select this and then check the object properties. So you can see this is 250 square foot. The height is 15 inches. The height is 15 feet, 3 inch. The length is 24, 10 inch. And the thickness is this, and the volume is 75.58 cubic foot. So these are the basic information, and this is also the hierarchy. You can see the exertal, the walls, the basic, and some other information that you can use. So I'm also going to close this. Then the next we are going to look at, you can see here we have create dimension group. So you can easily create dimension group directly from the model, which we are going to show you, which I'm going to show you how to do that later in the video. Then we have hide geometry, show all, zoom area, zoom extent, reset view, default view, hide images, and so on. So these are things that you can use for your 3D quantity takeoff. So let's start with extracting our quantities using the BIM template. So I'm going to filter this. I'll go to my 3D, my model tree. I'm going to filter ceiling, and then ceiling, and let me see what I can filter with. Ceiling and doors. You can see I have my ceilings and doors, and I have my casement. So these are 3 items. So you can select these 3 items and then go back to your drawings. So I can select this and only take off for these 3 items. So the next thing, all I need to do is, you can see here under my dimension group, it is empty. So I'll just go to my import dimension group. I'm going to import dimension from BIM template. So I'm going to click on this. You can see some objects have been hidden. Data will only be imported for visible object. Do you want to proceed? Yes, I want to proceed because I don't want to take off for all the models. So I want to take off for only these items so that when you take off for them step by step, you know that you've covered for everything, and all missing items, you'll be able to identify them easily. So I'm just going to take off for this, then we'll move to the next one. So I'm going to click on yes. So I'm going to use these two BIM templates. So I'm going to go with the first one and then show you how the second one works too. So I'm going to click on Revit General and allow it to load. So you can see here, I have my project. I have my uh, base cabinet. I have my ceiling. You can see all the ceilings. I have my countertop measured for me. I have my curtain walls. I have my doors. You can see all the doors, exterior and interior. I have my cabinet too. You see, I have all of them. So the moment you click, you will see that it highlights the object in the model for you for verification. You can see it highlights the object. You can see the object here for verification. So this is the first step. So one thing with this is when you notice, it's combined the ceiling, the cabinet, the doors, everything in one place. So let's look at the second one. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to delete this folder. You can see it's extracted 46 dimension group for us just by a single click. I'm going to delete this. So then we'll try the second method. So I'm going to click on the import BIM template. I'll click on yes. And then you can see here, BIM import Revit General, group by second level model tree. So let's see how this works. And this is better. I'm going to click on this and then allow it to load. So here you can see it's extract the quantities and also categorize it within second level. So here you can see we have our casement in one area. We have our ceiling in one folder, and we have our doors in one folder also. So this is easy to vet and also verify and check, because you need to have them uh, in folders so that you don't go and mix up the quantities when you are moving to your workbook or your Excel or your BOQ. So here you can see the moment I click on the cabinet, you can see I have all items for the cabinet. You can see them. So I can filter to check all the items. For the ceiling too, you can see all my ceiling, different type of ceiling, the stud, the material, and so on. So you can see they are all being measured. And then we have the doors. You can see all my doors. See, but one thing with CostX, you can see here, when we use the BIM imports using the second level model tree, we have our exterior, interior, and all other doors. And we have our ceiling finishing and everything for the exterior and interior, everything in one folder. So CostX has this functions that you can use to filter how you want the template to import your data. So basically, we are going to do that, but we are going to use the model tree to extract quantities like that. So you give it a function whereby you specify the information that, okay, if so door is this, categorize this into internal. If so door is this, categorize it into internal. So with that, you are going to have a very good quantity being extracted and easy to use. So you can verify and filter within them easily. You have your external separate, you have your internal separate. And you can also separate them using material type, whether flush door, metal, aluminum, steel, and so on. You can filter using that. So we are going to do that using the model tree when we get there. So the second is the model map. Sorry, we are going to use that using the model map. So the second is the model map. But before we move to model map, I'm going to show you how you can also measure quantities using the object mode. So I'm going to delete all of this again. So highlight, delete the entire folder. So we have our quantity bin. So the next is I can measure using the object mode, not using the BIM templates now. So here I have my doors here. So I can select the door, right click, and then import object in this. Before I do that, I'm going to create a dimension group first. So I'm going to give this dimension group a name. I'll give it a name, door. Give it a folder. So my measurement type is going to be count, and this default display is also going to be count. Then here you can see I have what we call the BIM dimension. So under this BIM dimension, you can have your custom quantities, you can add your variables, you can add some conditions, you can add some functions to get a more advanced extraction of your quantities. So we are not going to do that now. So I'm going to click on insert. So you can see I have my new dimension group with a folder and a name. So I can click on this now. You can see I have my door being measured. You can click on this, click on them. Any door I want to add, I want to add this, 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 I want to add this. So you can see I can easily measure like this, and I can also stop this. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to right click and then delete this dimension group. That is another step on how you can measure your doors and extract your quantities from your BIM model. So I'm going to show you another method again. So I'm also going to right click, create a new dimension group. Same, I'll give it a name, doors. The folder also going to be doors. My measurement type is going to be count. My default display is also going to be count. So I'm going to click on insert. So you can see I have my dimension group created now. So the previous step was I double click on the object to measure. So this, I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to right click on it and then import object in. So you can see the hierarchy now. The moment I click on this, it is going to import all the doors. So the moment I click on single flush door, it is going to select only the single flush door. Or the moment I click on this or this, it is going to import only those items within that hierarchy. So I'm going to go with the passage single flush. So I'm going to click on this, and you can see I have my quantities measured for me automatic, 105 numbers of door, and we can easily see them. You can see them here. So this is faster than selecting one by one, going one by one, and double clicking on the doors. So this is a faster way. So, and also I can duplicate. I've measured for this. I can copy this and then measured for other doors. Uh, two, two, copy dimensions, no, click OK. So we have this. So I can also click on this, import object in this or this or this. So let me click on this and see how many. So you can see the moment I click on import all doors, you can see it's imported all my doors for me. You can see I have 132 doors. So even without using the BIM template here in Revit, you can easily extract your quantities just by right clicking and importing your quantities from the hierarchy. You select what you want to import and then import it into your dimension group. So with this, you can create your own dimension group for the 3D quantity takeoff. You can save them as standard dimension group if you don't want to create a model map, or if you don't want to use the BIM template. And also you can do a lot of things. So the next step is using the point mode. So we've looked at how to use the object mode. We've looked at how to use the BIM template and how to do the duplications and some other things. So the next is the using the point mode. So you can see here with the point mode, you can see the moment I click on the point mode, it gives me the ability to click on the object I want to measure, just like your 2D takeoff. So here is doors. I'm counting doors. So let's say this door is part of the door I measured. So I can just click on it. You can see it's been added 106. I can click on this and click on this. I can click on whatever I want. So you can see it's been added. So basically that is how you use the point mode. And another way that you can use the point mode is you can use it to measure. Let's say you want to measure this area. So I'm going to delete this. So let's say you want to measure the surface of this ceiling finish. You want to measure the surface only, and you don't want to measure it as an object. You want to measure only the surface area here. So what you can do here is I can click on the object, and then I can say show only object in this. So you can see I have it selected so that I can have my clean takeoff. So you can see here, I'm going to create a new dimension group. I'll give it ceiling. Ceiling finish. Then put it in a folder for ceiling. So the measurement type is going to be area, and the default display is going to be area. So I can click on insert. So I've created my dimension group for this. So you can see it gives me the ability to select the point here. You can see it's selecting the point for me. So to have a better view, in order not to select what you have here within the now, so it's better to change your view to top so that you can view it as a 2D. So this is basically measure it like a 2D measurement on BIM models. So I can click on this first point. So I can click on the first point, second point, click on the first point, then click on the last point, and then click enter. So you can see I've measured my area here using the point mode. So when I click on my view, you can see I have my measurement for that surface area. So you can also measure linear using this same method. So let's try creating another dimension group and call this edge of ceiling. Measurement type is going to be length, and the default display is going to be length. So the folder ceiling, and click on insert. So you can see under the point mode, I can measure the point. So basically that is how you use the point mode, the object mode, the BIM template, and so on. So another thing I want to show you while using the object mode is this. So I'm going to delete this. So I'm going to show all of this. So you can see I have all the ceiling here of this type. So what I can do is I can right click, create a new dimension group. You can see here I have, let's say, ceiling, my folder to ceiling. So here the measurement is area. So when you go to this BIM dimension, you can see you can have other quantities. So you can see here in the volume area and the wall area, and the area itself is 0. So what you can do here is, for this area, I'm going to click on this. So here you can see what we have, so you can see here this properties. So I'm going to click on this properties. So this will take you to all the dimensions and information within that object. So here I'm going to click on the area and then close this. So here for the volume, let me see if I have the volume under properties. You can see I have the volume. So I'm going to remove this. It is not area multiplied by length. So I'm going to click on this volume here and then close. So you can see I specified the area from the object. I specified the volume from the object also. So I'm going to click on this and then insert. So here I will right click and say import all object from this. So you can see it's automatically measured all the areas and volume for me. You can see the count is 21. The area is 214. The area is 3134. And the volume is also stated to be 586.64. So you can verify by, you can see here for a single length, you can see the varying length. So you can verify by plotting all of this together to confirm the quantities here, to make sure that your quantity are accurate, but the quantities are accurate. But if you want to confirm, you can use this to confirm. So basically, these are some of the things and ways that you can use to extract your quantity from BIM model. So the next is the model map, which is more of the advanced and the best way to extract your quantity, because it gives you the ability to customize the way the input is going to be. You can preview it. You can do a lot of things within the model map area. So in our next video, we are going to talk about the model maps. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss our next video. So thank you for watching. See you in the next one.